Hey guys, it's the patient toddler coming at you with a special Vechain video, and this one is going to be the first part of a series of Vechain videos in which we are going to look at use cases, market potentials and the different areas of operation of Vechain, starting off with the food supply and food safety industry. But before we do that, please give this video a like if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think about Vechain in the comments below. Also, please note that I am a crypto and NFT investor but not a financial advisor. So please do your own research before you ape full retard into Vechain. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. But why is food safety and food supply chain visibility so important for customers and for producers and suppliers? Customers get information about the ingredients and the source and the origins of the products that they are about to consume. They get information about the geographic location where it is from and maybe about specifics like fair trade or if it's organic. They get information about the logistics process involved to get the product from A to B until the shelf. They also might get information about inspection certificates and results. Overall, the customer gets more safety, more transparency, and will ultimately feel safer consuming these specific products. On the other hand, a better basis for the inventory management and an overview on production and supply chain processes to better management, getting the goods in and stocking them up and providing them in the shelf. But the most important factor is an advantage gained over competition by providing a feeling of safety and security and brand enhancement to the customers that on the other side, as we have seen, would feel safer by using such products that are traceable and trackable. But let's look at a real example here. In 2019, Walmart China started off establishing a platform for traceability for their goods on the Vechain Thor blockchain with the help of the Vechain team and the consulting house PwC. The objective of this ecosystem is that other suppliers that want to sell their product through this distribution channel Walmart can integrate their data already into this ecosystem and write it tamper-proof on the blockchain so that Walmart China can provide an end-to-end visibility for their customers. Walmart China started off with 100 products of 10 different product categories for a POC, and from there on started to implement more and more goods that are being tracked. Let's think the whole process through with a real life example. For example, this piece of butter here. It says on this piece of butter that it's organic and from free living cows, and besides that it doesn't say anything and I don't know what organic means. So I would be really happy to have a little NFC tag or a QR code here where I can just scan with my cell phone and request from the blockchain all the metadata that is available for this butter. For example, where the milk producer had his cows, how and when the milk production process was put in line. So he would be basically the supplier bringing milk to the butter producer, and then the butter producer would also implement in the ecosystem the whole process and the chemicals used and the temperature provided to get to the extraction of the fat, which then will be packed, which also is more information to write onto the blockchain. And then after a while we would have a pallet with hundreds and hundreds of pieces of butter, which are all from the same production lot. So naturally for every piece of butter, this date of packing will be uploaded and written to the blockchain. From there on, we will have it transported via a distributor, for example, in a Toolchain trailer or in a reefer container. And there we could have for example, telematics units on those trailers or containers, providing data about the temperature inside throughout the whole transportation process, which then will be uploaded as well as a proof that the cool chain has not been interrupted throughout the process. Then the piece of butter would arrive in a distribution hub from where it is being loaded again into another trailer to get to the supermarket. And while unloading it to the distribution hub, the whole freight will be scanned, the data will be uploaded as well as arrival in distribution hub, and then scanned again when being loaded onto the next vehicle, the next trailer, and in the end scanned again by arriving in the Walmart China or Walmart stock, and from the stock also when it's being displayed on the shelf. So all of this data would flow into this specific portal, this specific ecosystem of the supermarket, and be written onto the Vechain Thor blockchain, so I can see the whole process through and see that my butter is indeed organic from free living cows, grass-fed, grass-finished, no cool chain interruption, no chemicals used in the process, not longer than 1-2 days in the distribution hub, and not traveling for 2 to 3 months, nor has there been any gap where I could say, okay, probably the butter has been switched out. No one can prove what happened in those days. So I would have a real end-to-end visibility for my piece of butter, accessible in 1 second with the smartphone. And this is, in fact, really happening with Walmart China. I will show you here some of the pictures. This is how it looks, a packaging with the QR code, where then you would scan the object and receive data of how it looks, how it should look, and some other things. I don't speak Chinese, but these are the photos provided in the articles about the Walmart China use case. And more or less, this is how the distribution chain works and how it will work in the end. To get a better understanding what that means for us as VET holders, we need to remind ourselves that if we stake VET, we generate VTHO. We need VTHO to write this information. If we then have a pallet with 1,000 pieces of butter being delivered to the distribution hub, we have to write 1,000 times the information for every piece of butter for the QR code onto the blockchain, and therefore spend this VTHO. And for sure, Walmart is only one example and one use case, and not the whole production line of Walmart China has been onboarded yet. But to get a better understanding in which segment we are operating here with Vechain at the moment, I have looked up some data about the overall food market worldwide, and the annual revenue of this market is 9.8 trillion US dollars, and it is expected to grow 4.5% every year. This is 10 times the market cap of Bitcoin as revenue per year, and it is constantly growing by almost 5%. So if we only would get a share of 0.1 or 1% in this market, this alone, and not talking about all the other segments that will follow in the next parts of this video series, but only talking about this one field of operation, this would already bring Vechain into a way other level, as we consider a below $10 billion market cap for Vechain at the moment, and a price of roughly 10 cents for each VET token at the moment. Another interesting aspect of this report is that the country with the biggest share of the worldwide food market is China. Exactly that country that has backed Vechain and almost forbidden all of the other crypto projects, at least the investing into those crypto projects, and exactly that country that is already having Walmart China and other Chinese companies onboarding heavily with Vechain. If we expect Vechain to succeed in China and to continue to be backed by the Chinese government and the Chinese authorities, which play a bigger role in the economy and distribution and the surveillance of all of these processes, then we should estimate a higher percentage than only 0.1 or 1% of the whole food supply market in China, which is roughly around 1.x trillion US dollars at the moment. And keep in mind that along the way we will have a growth of roughly 5% per year. With an ever increasing world population and therefore more and more demand for food, food supply transparency and overall supply chain visibility, due to that fact, we can expect to see Vechain at the forefront of this market, because Vechain is the only enterprise compatible supply chain blockchain solution out there on the market at the moment. And even if there were other competitors to enter the market, Vechain is years ahead and has already onboarded huge partnerships, and now we are ready to enter the growth phase. But why is it so important to have a food safety traceability solution in place? We have seen over the last 10 years a lot of cases made public in the news that shed a bad light on the brands that were involved. We had a lot of companies harming their brand integrity by having to call back entire lots of food because something was wrong or there was a food poisoning. Hundreds of people fell ill in the past because of food poisoning, intoxication, wrong use or even fake product usage or an interrupted cool chain. So there were even casualties with the death of several people linked to such incidents, and therefore also trust in a lot of brands has been harmed temporarily or forever, and with that also the revenue of such companies and brands decreased over time. And with that, I'm already at the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed this first part of the insane use cases of Vechain. If you did so, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. And please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to always get notified whenever I upload a video or when I upload the next part of the insane use cases of Vechain. And with that said, wherever you are on this planet, have yourselves a great evening, morning, afternoon, and see you in the next video.